Hi everyone, this is Annalisa. Welcome back. In today's video, I have two paint pours that are done on silicone mats. I have been looking at doing a new mixed media collage of some kind ever since we finished with the ColourArte fall collaboration. I've been thinking that I want to try doing something new with my paint skins or different paintings. I had a lot of fun cutting up all of the different paintings and putting them together into a new something. So over the next few weeks, I plan on making several different paint skins, which I will then turn around and cut up and turn into a new collage of some kind. I can't wait to get in there and give it a try. Before I get started, I'd like to take a moment to let you know I am a ColourArte affiliate. If you use coupon code ACOX422, you can get 15% off your order at colorart.com, and it helps my channel. So to make my paint skin, I started with my pillow paint on a silicone mat. I got these mats on Amazon. They were really inexpensive. They're not the perfect mats, but I think in order to find the perfect mat, I'm actually going to have to get a big mat and cut it up. So for right now, these ones did what I needed them to do. I really like doing spin swipes when I'm doing them on a mat. The one really important thing to keep in mind with spin swipes is that when you are putting your initial colors down, it really helps if you spread them out across your pillow paint. It just makes it so when you swipe your cell activator over your pillow paint or over your colors, like you'll see more colors as you pull, versus if all of your colors are buried in the middle, the colors don't move as much. They kind of stay stagnant, and then towards the edges you'll end up with really dark cells or lack of color cells. So it's just something you always kind of want to keep in mind when you're putting down your color before you spin swipe. You can also go in after you're done. You'll notice that I started to run out of cell activator by probably the second or third revolution of my spinner. And so I went in with my palette knife, or with a smaller palette knife, and I was trying to get some additional cell action. And it didn't work super great, but it did work. And you can see there are some additional cells coming out. And then of course, as always, you go in after with a straw to get into those little tiny areas where your cells maybe didn't develop just right. And your cells will look slightly different in the areas that you blow, but once you spin it out, you don't hardly notice it at all. And then you got to do the swoopy swoop swirls. I really like how that one line in the middle looks. It ends up pulling out as it spun. It ends up looking really amazing. You'll see what I mean here in just a minute. It really surprised me how much I like that particular area, especially since greens normally aren't necessarily my colors, but the way that that one turned out, it's like my favorite spot on the entire spin swipe. It really stood out. And there is my finished result. So one thing to note that's really fun to do when you have gone through and done a pour on like a mat is you can actually go through and use your tiny little crystals for making jewelry, and you can drop them into cell areas. And this also goes for like pores right before you're about to, if you have pores that you're about to scrape, you can stick your little jewels into the areas where you have like really good cells, and it kind of keeps you from wasting as much paint. I figured I would throw that in there because I actually ended up doing that several times, but only remembered to record one of the little drops. But I did that with both of the pores that are in this video today. Look at that section in the middle with the green. I really like it. And that's the TLP Boastful, I believe it is, that you can see it changes a bit as the light reflects off of it. So for my second pour, I wanted to do a blowout bloom because, you know, that's always my favorite. Actually, I don't know if it's my favorite so much as it is a simple go-to that is always sure to please. Like, if you want to make sure something is going to look really nice, a bloom is just a good way to go. With this, I wanted to use my big blow dryer, and so I was purposely making my the puddle of my colors wider than I would with like if I were to use my smaller blower, because I wanted there to be more color for the blow dryer to roll over in more area. The blow dryer, it does a lot of air in one area, and it kind of it just really helps if you spread out your colors so that you have more area for your cell activator to go over. You know, honestly, I would put Wild Orchid over the top of every single pour if it weren't for the fact that there are so many other pretty purples, but Wild Orchid really is my favorite, and so I have to debate myself every single time I go to use it and say, is this the one that goes the best with the colors I'm using, or is this the one I'm using just because I love it so much? And sometimes, even though it's just because I love it so much, I still use it. But I have to remind myself that sometimes there are purples that go with some of my, like you can get blue purples that go better with blues. But honestly, I just really like using the Wild Orchid on everything. And sometimes I should probably remember that there are additional purples. I think I've got 15 or 20 different purples mixed up right now, but Wild Orchid is my favorite and it's my go-to. Does anyone else have a color like that where it's just your favorite and it's your go-to and you have to remind yourself to try other colors? Let me know what yours is in the comments. So it never fails, no matter how hard I try. Anytime I do a blowout with a blow dryer, I always have to go back in and use my straw and or my little blower, just because it always seems like the center does not, it's never fully developed in the middle. I don't know why. I wish I did. This one, it ended up being a lot of fun for making little jewelry pieces. Like I said, I don't think I recorded any of it, but I had a lot of fun dipping my little gems into the cells of this bloom. So I like to go in after I've got my spin close to done, and in areas where my swirls are maybe not as well defined or they've gone crooked, I like to go in and kind of redefine them to make them more rounded and less jagged. This one, I don't know how much good I did, but that's where I was going with that one. Anyway, this is how that bloom turned out. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day.